Satanism is the worship or reverence of Satan, usually referred to as Lucifer or the devil in Christian doctrine. Throughout the most of Christian history, claims that certain groups have been purposefully worshiping the devil have been baseless and unfounded. But since the turn of the 20th century at the very least, a number of new religions have appeared, the adherents of which publicly identify as Luciferians or Satanists. Their motivations for doing so, as well as the characteristics of their practices and beliefs, differ greatly. Although these witch trials declined in the 18th century, fears about devil worship persisted in new forms. Accusations of Satanism were, for instance, integrated into conspiracy theories surrounding Freemasonry. The Church of Satan is a religious organization dedicated to the religion of Satanism, founded in San Francisco in 1966. It is considered the oldest satanic religion in continual existence, and more importantly, the most influential, inspiring numerous imitator and breakaway groups. According to the Church, Satanism has been codified as a religion and philosophy. The Satanic Panic is a moral panic consisting of over 12,000 unsubstantiated cases of satanic ritual abuse, sometimes known as ritual abuse, ritualistic abuse, organized abuse, or sadistic ritual abuse starting in the United States in the 1980s, spreading throughout many parts of the world by the late 1990s. The allegations, which arose afterward throughout much of the United States, involved reports of physical and sexual abuse of people in the context of occult or satanic rituals. Some allegations involve a conspiracy of a global satanic cult that includes the wealthy and elite, in which children are abducted or bred for human sacrifices, pornography, and prostitution. Allegations of horrific acts by outside groups, including cannibalism, child murder, torture, and incestuous orgies, can place minorities in the role of the other, as well create a scapegoat for complex problems in times of social disruption. There are many conspiracy theories revolving around Satanism. One states that Christian babies were sacrificed as a part of their ritual. They believe that supernatural beings had power over their lives, and this is one reason that child sacrifice occurred. The sacrifices were essentially to satisfy the supernatural beings. Another ritual included eating humans. They would feast on human remains and would offer it to their god, which they believed made their god happy. Incest orgies were also widespread and were thought to be an offering to please supernatural beings. They would then request fame, fortune, and a host of other material goods in exchange. It is also said that people were burned alive as a sacrifice to their god, and many of them offered themselves up for the fire because they thought that by sacrificing their lives for a cause, they would receive rewards in the afterlife. Another ritual involved burying a person alive. The person to be buried was given a script to read while he was buried, and then eventually the person would pass out because of lack of oxygen. They believed that they would please the beings by doing so, and in return, the natural beings would favor them. This ritual was famous for the burying of children and women at that time, and often the children were under the age of 10. In some reports, it is believed pregnant women were frequently the targets of rituals in which they would kill the unborn child, and in certain situations, the mother, since they were seen as the cult's highest value sacrifices. Another ritual is that a priest would hold a victim of sacrifice while another cut out the victim's heart with a sharp tool. Blood seeps to the base of the pyramid, where a prior victim is being hauled away with their face distorted and their chest ripped apart. Viewers see as the heart, having just been released from its physical confinement, ascends towards the heavens. The history of human sacrifice is closely connected to the history of religion and superstition. Religiously motivated sacrifices could take many forms. In China, Mongolia, Egypt, and Mesoamerica, important individuals were sometimes buried alongside their servants. While history knows no shortage of societies that practiced human sacrifice, experts have yet to agree on where and when it first originated. Because the practice was widely described in antiquity, it's safe to say that human sacrifice also occurred during prehistory. Unfortunately, the lack of written or verbal records prevent us from reconstructing prehistoric life with any degree of accuracy. Consequently, our understanding of the origins of human sacrifice is largely based on archaeological evidence, which seldom points toward a definitive conclusion. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated for our upcoming videos.